to be going over the basic framework of the navbar using Bootstrap. So I'll be typing in some code to make up the navbar and explaining each element of what I type in as much as possible. So throughout this process, I'm going to be referring to my notes. I'm not typing this off heart, and I don't think you need to know. You need to have all this crammed in your head. But I think with time, you will get to understand each element and be able to type it. So throughout this process, I'm referring to my notes. So I already have my CDN, CSS, and JavaScript in. And the link is in your Bootstrap documentation. So let me start. So first of all, I'm going to put in my nav tag and we'll get to our classes. So class navbar to indicate the navbar that I'm going to be making, then navbar expand, so that the navbar can expand when we increase the screen here. And we're going to be using the large screen. So I want it to, when it's large, I want some elements to show. So I'm building the large screen now. I want the background to be light color. So BG light. And the text, I think. Okay. So we have this light line here. And let me just increase it. You can see there's a light paint line that we have on here. So next, I'll be putting on a navbar brand. So I want some lettering here to show in my navbar. I will go in with an anchor tag because I want the navbar brand to be clickable. So with an anchor tag, it's not going anywhere for now. So the href, I'll just put a hashtag. Then with the class, it will be a navbar brand. That's going to indicate that it's a navbar brand. And I will just call it brand, capital letters. So it should show here. And with this pointer, it shows that it's a link. So expanding this, we can see that the navbar is just at the edge. There's no spacing, no padding. So if we want to move this brand, sorry, the navbar brand, that's what I'm referring to right now. If I want to move it inner, we will nest this navbar class brand into a div. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. And we would create a class in this div and call it container and save. So we can see that the brand has moved right. And even when we expand, it has moved, it just maintains its position. We're in a situation where we want maybe a bit of spacing, not this inward, and we want it to still maintain its position. We just add fluid to our container. Okay, now let's check this out. You can see there's a bit of spacing and it still maintains its position. The next up, we would want to place let me say a toggle here. In most cases, that's like a hamburger toggle where there's an icon here with lines. So I've opened up my documentation and okay. So this line of code just below my container fluid and navbar anchor tag, I'm just going to copy from this button. I'm just going to copy the whole button tag. And place it under my anchor tag. Save it. So you can see I've gotten my icon here. It doesn't do anything for now because I've not given it not written the code for this. Now to get this working, go back in and go to the next line. So the next line is the div class navbar collapse. That is to get, when we click on this toggle, this line, this gray line is going to collapse. So I'm going to copy, and this is nested in, when it collapses, these items, we have an ordered list with 3 items, and all this is nested in it. So I'm just, first of all, going to create a div under my toggle. Where am I? Under my button. Yeah. And all this is going on inside the container fluid div class. So I'm creating another div. So this is where we are in the documentation. Let me just highlight it. So create a div. Create a div and copy this class, this collapse class. Let's copy this. Save it. So we're going to make an unordered list of what will go when we click on this toggle. We want it to collapse and show some items. So that's what we're going to do now. And we'll do that by creating an unordered list in our collapse navbar class. So UL. And we have this class. So we are here now. So I'm going to make that class. So class navbar nav, because we're dealing with the navbar. So navbar nav and ME auto navbar nav. So let me type that in. ME auto MB2, that is margin bottom 2. So let me go back here. Whatever we have here, our items, between 2 items, there will be a margin at the bottom for the second item, so that both items are unsquished together. So that's what MB2 means, margin bottom 2. Then MB margin bottom for the large is 0. So just paste. Let me just copy this and place it here. So nothing is still going to work because we have to get our items in. So these LI tags and these anchor tags are the list items. So we have, so this is the nav item, this is the nav. Now we have the items for our LI, and we have for the A tags that are nested in the LI, we have our nav link, and the home page is active. We type in active. So I'm just going to copy all this because I just want 2 items in our toggle. So I'm just going to copy from here, this to this place. Copy and paste it. And just increase this a bit. So this is going inside our UL. So I'm going to leave this as the home page, and this link I will change it to about. Yes, about. That is all. So let's go back and see what is working now. So we toggle, you can see we have our home, link, and about, and they are all by the left of the left of the right. Okay, of my brand underneath it. So this is, and if we expand, because right now we're working on a small screen size, and when we expand it to a large screen size, you can see that our toggle goes and we have our home and about. So from here, you can add other items under, and if you go to, yeah, from here you can add other items. You can see that in our nav, yeah. Increase this, go up, we have search and other items up here. So if you want your search, you will come down to search here. So our forms, and let's see what happens when we just copy everything. So you really don't need to cram, you just need to understand what each line of code is going to do. Yeah, so this is under our UL. Enter. Let me just change this search bar. That's it. We have our search here. So we can, like this success format, we can change it here. Let's raise it success, outline success button. We can change it to, let me say, primary. Save. Let's see what happens. See, it has changed. So you can make little changes and add and remove things as you like. So that's all for my Navbar basic framework. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.